O people, come to the way, O most honored one and most glorified one, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah, awliyaullah come into our life and teach us to seek knowledge and to seek the reality of ourselves. This way is based on knowing the self and the reality that Allah has encoded upon the self. And all of Holy Qur'an is in 30 juz, all 30 juz is in 7 verses of the holy surah, Surat Al-FATIHA. Means all of the realities of Holy Qur'an, whatever we can imagine is dressing these holy 7 verses of Surat Al-FATIHA. And all of Surat Al-FATIHA is dressing Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and all of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim dressing the secret of Ba'. And that Ba' is a bab, is a door. So when we're reciting Surat Al-Fatiha, the 7 verses of Surat Al-Fatiha is a description of the maqam in which we are moving in. It means we're reciting it from the paradise reality, not understanding that these are dresses that are dressed upon insan. Means when they're trying to reach towards their marifah, because the holy hadith of Prophet who knows himself will know his Lord, means take a path in which to know yourself. What station are we on in life? Toward at the end. It's actually Sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. This is an answer to our life, that when we're coming to the way of Allah you recite the last verse of Fatiha and begin to contemplate, what is my path? What's the path that God wants for you? Allah is telling you, your path should be the path on whom I have bestowed all my favours, my mercy, my grace, my tajallis, my happiness. Is your path based on that reality? Do you truly think that what you're doing in life is a path in which Allah is happy? Means it becomes a litmus test for our lives. That, Ya Rabbi, is what I'm doing your way? Are you happy with me? Is your grace upon me? Do I have to drink and take drugs just to sleep at night to quiet my consciousness? Some people really would cherish a peaceful sleep, but all night long they're unwinding and debating and thinking, because they're in continuous conflict with themselves. They know from their mouths, from their brain, and what their soul is telling them is in a big dispute. Their soul telling, you should be submitting, we are going to be meeting the Almighty soon. Some may meet Him in 5 minutes, some may meet Him in 50 years. If you can rise above that struggle where you're constantly choosing between right and wrong, thumma amanu thumma kafaru, one day you're believing, one day you're not believing, one day you're believing, one day you're not believing. Then begins the real struggle that, Ya Rabbi, that's it, until I die I'm going on that way, seeking only that which pleases you and abstaining from all that angers you and makes it to be as if I've gone astray. That I don't need to battle my consciousness. It means every time I'm meditating to think that, is Allah happy with me? إِذَا أَنْتَ الْمَقْصُودِ وَرِدَاءُ الْمَطْلُوبِ. All all Ahl Tariqah are told by their shaykhs, your only zikr is, Ya Rabbi, I'm begging your forgiveness and seeking your satisfaction.
Fatima Zahra Helping Hand is a non-profit organization with the goal of helping underprivileged communities in Canada. We have currently distributed thousands of pounds of meat from Korban, hundreds of loaves of bread, and many other essential food items. Please visit our website nurmuhammad.com to make a donation today.
The next level that the soul is moving in its reality, Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim. You're now entering into an ocean in which you're going to be truthful to your Lord. Ya Rabbi, I'm asking to take your straight path. It's only Allah come into our life. If you want to take a path in which Allah's happy, then follow those whom are on the path of Allah's rida and satisfaction. In Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, wajib al-taqleed, that you have to follow somebody who's following, somebody who followed, somebody who followed, somebody who followed, all the way to Ashab al-Kiram, the holy and noble companions of Sayyidina Muhammad, because they followed. قُلْ إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي وَيُحِبُّكُمُ اللَّهُ. You have to be from tabi'een. Means that the whole tariqah teaching is that your nazar, all your physical vision and your spiritual vision put upon your qadam, put upon your path, put upon your feet. Ya Rabbi, where are these feet taking me? When you look around you say, this is not the path of mashaykh and this is not the path of Prophet. So then you're not on Sirat al-Mustaqim. Means if you're making your life to go out and make fitna, there are people now who just type and put out crazy things to make fitna, to make arguments. Because people think they're typing and they're not talking anymore. No, Allah I'm going to seal your lips when I grab you. I'm going to grab your hands and your feet. Means that what you're putting from your hands and what you're writing and typing and the fitna that you want to make in life, you don't think Allah is angered by that? Means that people of tafakkur, they think, I better not do anything that might be angering you. Then they become silent, then they become quiet. They don't talk, they don't do anything until they've been given permission, go out and guide. Until that time they are virtually unknown because they know what their hands produce and what their lips say. Allah will hold them to account. So Sirat al-Mustaqim is then that reality that they're entering in, Ya Rabbi let me enter into that presence. You want that presence? Then the love of Sayyidina Muhammad begins to enter. The Sayyidina Sirat al-Mustaqim, that the presence and the ruhaniyat of Prophet is opening on that maqam, that I am Allah's Sirat al-Mustaqim. If that path opens and you find yourself, I'm doing what Prophet did. I'm going for my Jummah, I go for my prayers, I go for zikr, I go for mahfil. What more beautiful than that? If your life is Siratal Mustaqeem, then they begin to open, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'een. Real tawheed, real Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'een is, verily Ya Rabbi, I worship only You and I seek only Your help, and there is no awliya who comes into anyone's life and should compete with Allah's will. They're merely here to guide people for you to submit to Allah's will. That if they teach you in a different way, you'll be more peaceful, you'll be more tranquil. Do these zikrs, do this contemplation, do these du'as, that your dialogue with Allah, this is your qismat written for you. They only make your journey to be a little bit more comfortable, and they begin to pray on your behalf if that's some sort of hardship. But they begin to teach a deep reality of Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'een. This is the maqam in which qadab and faith are in a big battle. Because the reality of anger is from ignorance. When you're angry at something and you direct it to a person and say, I'm really angry at you for what happened, its reality is it's coming from Allah. So awliya and those who trained by awliyaullah, they're saying, be careful now. Because when you're angry at that person in the heat of that battle and you're such a moron and why'd you do like that, when you go to meditate, Allah inspire within your heart that, hey, who are you yelling at? Who are you angry with? I'm pulling his strings. You don't believe that everything in this world is under my taslim? Do you think anything moves 1 inch left or 1 inch right, especially with you whom I love and I'm guiding? You think somebody escaped my control and my power? Nothing moves out of Allah's hand left or right, but everything is completely under Allah's dominion. Even the destiny through someone's hand that's coming to you, it's coming from Allah. They understood complete taslim, complete submission. And when you begin to meditate, you should begin to cry, because Allah is the best to keep His hisab. He's going to take His hisab with you. So you angry with me? You were yelling at all these people, this one, that one, this one? You must have been angry at what I wrote for you. Let's talk. It's not going to be good. Allah Prophet described, don't ask for a meeting with Allah where He's going to go over His hisab. You come through the bab of rahmah and mercy. Tell me, Ya Rabbi, I want to take my hisab. Okay, if I take a hisab on that, I'm going to account for everything. You go through a major audit, nobody survives that. So it means these are the knowledges of awliyaullah to bring down the anger. What do I have to be angry for, Ya Rabbi? Whatever is happening, you're writing it, Ya Rabbi. I'm not going to enter into anger. I'm asking, Ya Rabbi, just grant me sabr, grant me a patience, Ya Rabbi. Grant me a patience until you can put into my heart a sakeenah, a tranquility, so that I can pass whatever this situation. If you ever want, only if you want, Ya Rabbi, grant me a hikmah and a wisdom. And why? Because then pious people are granted a hikmah from Allah. Do you know why that happened? And I give you a wisdom and a knowledge of it. That way your understanding of my testing, and when you want to go out and deal with people, you understand how I operate. But those who are jahal, they don't understand, and their anger and their fighting and their continuous aggression is actually against Allah. And it's not Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'een. It's not me that you worship, and it's not me that you're asking help for. Because if you are truly worshipping only me, then you taslim. And we said many times before, one of the secrets of salawat is if you praise upon Prophet, the light of Prophet begins to dress the soul, and Prophet's guidance begins to give ishara to your soul. Oh my beloved walidi, that just submit, taslim, submit, stop your struggle and your fight. You're making a fool of yourself in Divinely Presence. What do you to fight about? Submit to Allah's will. As soon as you submit, maybe Allah will lift His hand from that test. But as much as you're struggling and trying to bite the fingers that are feeding you, submit.
Hub-e-Rasul Canada was created to spread love, harmony, compassion and spirituality, the true teachings of traditional Islam. We organise monthly events across Western Canada as well as the annual Grand Milad. To learn more, please tune in to our weekly television show Divine Love, broadcasting nationwide on Joy TV, or visit us online at hub-e-rasul.net.
Eastern cultures use teas and herbs as an elixir of health and wellness. Rumi Rose Teas revives this ancient tradition with a collection of over 40 delicious hand-blended teas. Enjoy God-given health and wellness within every cup of Rumi Rose tea. Order online now.
At that time Allah began to dress them from Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin means that they reach to their death. When Allah dressed them from sincerity, they begin in their tafakkur to see their qabr, and they see the condition of their qabr, and everybody's qabr is with the lights of Jahannam. And you have to revive yourself from that qabr to make it a light of paradise. I mean, everybody has a reserved ticket in the abode of difficulty. So when Allah wants to begin to open Maliki Yawmiddin for the servant, that I'm going to show you the Day of Judgment and who is the Supreme and the Sovereign Lord of that day. They begin to see their qabr and all of their tafakkur, and they see all of its azab, they see all of its punishment. And the awliyaullah reminding them in their soul that you begin to make durood al-sharif and salawat on Sayyidina Muhammad because Allah's ghadab never moves near Sayyidina Muhammad. And in their grave they begin the praisings upon Sayyidina Muhammad, and they see the ruhaniyat of Prophet come into their grave and begin to illuminate their grave. That when the haqq of Prophet comes, every falsehood that you brought into your grave will be washed away by the light of Prophet. And then Allah described, now do you understand who's Maliki Yawmiddin? Means that when the light of Prophet comes, it's a sun. And then if they reach towards that understanding and they clean their qabr, Allah begin to dress them from Sifat ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. From Sifat ar-Rahman is the oceans of light, that your soul is going to be dressed from my realities of Sifat ar-Rahman, and I'm going to be granting you from Ibad ar-Rahman that your soul be granted its lights. A treasure within your heart will be opened and your soul be dressed by its lights. Ar-Rahman al-Arsh istawa means that they are the sultans of this entire earth and created creation. One awliya can flip the whole world upside down if Allah give them permission. That sifat that Allah said, that sifat that is in charge of everything of the world of form, I'm dressing your soul, you are from Ibadur Rahman, the servants of the sifat ar-Rahman. Then after like cooking, after I take your soul and dress it and bless it in that, I throw you into the oceans of ar-Rahim. From Surat Yasin, Salaamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim. Because you are now from the people of the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. I'll take your soul from its nur and I'm going to throw it into the oceans of Rahim, and it be dressed by Hayy. Their light and their hayat, everywhere they go they revive dead. Even dead things will come to life in their presence. And the hardest to revive is the heart of the believer, and for them very easy. The soul in the presence of their presence revives the souls that are dead. That was what Nabi Musa was looking for when he was looking for one of those servants, Sayyidina Khidr salam. And he said, "What happened? I thought we were going to eat," and there was a dried fish that came to life and jumped back into the river, and that was a sign of their presence. The fish is the soul. They can take that which is dead like a camel that had no water, because their soul is emanating Sifat ar-Rahman, their souls are emanating Sifat ar-Rahim. It dresses and blesses everything. After Allah dress them from that reality, He take them and dress them from Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Means their whole life is all praise due to Allah, and He is the Lord of all creation. Because they come back and want to clarify, if you are of that reality, your reality is of an angelic reality. Do you think that angels are sitting and having unnecessary talk, unnecessary discussions, unnecessary use of their mouth, unnecessary use of their ability? They are dressed with the reality of alhamdulillah. Their reality is of no interest to anything other than in the glorification of Allah, whether it's through their salah, through their praying, through their praising, through their reading of Qur'an, through their reading of Dalal Khairat, through their zikrs, their mahfiz and their associations, because that is the food of their reality. All of that takes us now to the treasure of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It is the crown of that entire reality. Its gatekeeper and all knowledge is entering into that is Imam Ali salam. Prophet describing, "Anna Madina al-ilm," I am the city of knowledges. Imam Ali salam is the caretaker of the Bab. Allah says, "I gave to you one of the greatest gifts is Surat al-FATIHA, and I gave to you a gift that I gave to no nation before was Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim." It is the crown of all creation. It is the crown of Sayyidina Muhammad Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammad al Mustafa wa bi siri Surat al-Fatiha.